It's not on here, okay, but it's right here.
All right, I will talk about it right now. Okay, you're straight. Okay, every once in a while at halftime, just so you guys know, are your mics down?
For being off. We apologize for being off air. I understand we've been down for about 10 minutes here. Eaton continues to lead this game 30-0 with 3 minutes before halftime. I am joined by we've got a special guest here, joined by one of the coaches in Colorado recruiters for Colorado School of Mine, Mr. Nolan Sweat. Would you tell us a little bit about Mines, if you would? And Mines is a real special school for you that don't know it here, located in Colorado in Golden, one of the top academic schools in the country. But Coach, tell us a little bit about your school.
Yeah, like you said, it's located in Golden, Colorado, and it's entirely an engineering school actually, which is the unique aspect you mentioned. And so all we do is math, science, and engineering. We have one econ degree. And that one econ degree still goes to the same calc, physics, and chemistry gauntlet that the rest of the kids do. So it's definitely a specific school, very unique situation that you don't really find too often. And that's kind of the niche we found is you find those kids that are real interested in the math, science, engineering aspect of academics and want to stay in Colorado, want to enjoy the beautiful scenery, all that kind of stuff. And because of that, end up going to a real good school academically and a great school football-wise as well.
A lot of the players come out of there, and obviously you have lots of different types of engineering degrees. And petroleum engineering is certainly one of them that's caught the forefront as this country tries to produce more of its energy within its borders. And I know that you people are one of the leading institutions. Some people say the leading institution in the country in that particular program.
Yeah, absolutely. Like you said, we have extensive amount of engineering degrees, and the most popular one and the kind of the highest demand right now is petroleum, like you mentioned, because of the way the economy and industries are moving that direction. And I think School of Mines actually is number 1 or 2 in terms of percentage of students in summer internships per percent, for the student body. And a big part of that is because of our petroleum engineering degree, and those companies want to get these kids early. They know they're good. They're getting the degree from School of Mines. They know what kind of students they're going to get, what kind of workers they're going to get in the future, and so they want to get them early. They get them on internships, and many more times than not will offer them actually full-time positions before they even graduate.
So a lot of these kids, rather than coming out looking for jobs before they're even going into the senior years, corporations are I've heard of signing bonuses and those type of things for students that are coming out. So it's a special place. I know it is, located in Golden. Tell us about what type of student athlete you're looking for. Obviously, you're a football coach there. Not only do you want students to go there, but you're wanting them to come there. You're trying to get good football players. What are you looking for?
The first step for us in terms of looking for, future potential student athlete is grades, academics, and test scores. And so usually the first question I'll ask a head coach is, do you have any guys that I think are Division II caliber athletes? And of those guys, are any of them have a 3.5 GPA and above and a 25 ACT and above? And then after that question's answered, then I'll usually ask, is that kid interested in math and science, or is that kid a history, English, social studies kind of kid?
More of a liberal arts college.
Exactly, yeah. And so it's a very specific kid we're looking for, like I mentioned before. And so we got to find a high academic kid, and not only a high academic kid, but a high academic kid that's very interested in the math and science, and would be interested in taking math science for the next 4 or 5 years in an engineering program.
Sure. Not only that, but I know you obviously have a good academic program, but your football team's been pretty successful.
Absolutely, yeah. No, since Coach Ditt's been there for 12 seasons now, and he's had 2 losing seasons in those 12 years. The last 4 years, we've had at least 8 wins each of the last 4 years. 3 seasons ago now, we ended up going 9-3, won our conference, made the Division II playoffs, and so Coach Ditt has done a great job there, tremendous job of kind of turning the program around. When he first showed up, actually, I think it was they had 1 or 2 wins the year before he showed up, and within 4 years they were undefeated, winning the conference and going to the playoffs. And so he's done a great job, early on in his career at School of Mines, and obviously he's continued that throughout the rest of it. And we're looking for another great year this season as well.
You've got a home opener coming up. A home opener, is that correct?
Yes.
Next weekend?
Yep.
Who do you open up with?
William Jewell. They're out of Liberty, Missouri, which is just outside of Kansas City.
Okay. And you play in the Western Athletic Conference, is that true?
Rocky Mountain Athletic Conference.
Rocky Mountain Athletic.
Yes.
Yeah, that's correct.
Yes.
And who are some of your big rivalries in the conference here in state?
In state, CSU Pueblo is probably the largest one. They're actually a new program that just has sprouted up the last 4 or 5 years now, and they've kind of turned that program into a powerhouse real quickly. And so that's one of the big ones that we compete against year in, year out in terms of being at the top of the conference. Adams State down in Alamosa is another school that's
they've really come on the last couple of years.
They've had a great run recently.
I know they've done a lot of work to that field down there in their press box. You've got a new building coming over on your campus. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, I don't know all the details as of now, but what the plan is by 2014 we'll have a new stadium, which will be state of the art with all the bells and whistles that we're looking for in terms of offices, weight room, equipment room, student center, all the players' lounge, locker room, all that kind of stuff. And so in 2014, when that is planned to be finished.
That's a real plus for your school, that's for sure. The advantage of Mines, I'm guessing here, maybe you can tell me if I'm right or wrong, but with your student body going out and being so successful, there is probably a pretty big endowment, I would think, that would go along with that.
I couldn't speak 100% confidently in terms of what that actually is, but yeah, like as you mentioned, our kids are graduating and getting jobs first day out of school, like we talked about, and so they're getting very good jobs as well. We actually have the highest average starting salary for first year out of colleges of any public school in the country.
Wow.
And so those kids first year out get a great job, get a great opportunity, and then they kind of strive from there and continue to grow. And so a lot of those kids end up with big time jobs and big time money, and it definitely helps when they give that back to us, obviously.
Sure. And that's kind of the circle that it goes. You've got out a student that appreciates what the school has done for him, and obviously it changes lives. You've got students coming out that are very successful, both here in the United States, but a lot of these students travel internationally, and they're leaders in the world coming out of Mines. And we're so fortunate to have a school like that. It's just a huge plus, and it's you guys, you have your hands tied because you're looking for a specific student. Not everyone gets into Mines. I think I can say that. But you're looking for a specific student athlete at the same time being very successful of what you do. We take our hats off to you people.
Oh, definitely appreciate that. And like you said, it is a specific kind of student athlete. Not everyone can handle the academics and the football, and not everyone can handle either one singular, let alone combined. And so we definitely look for a unique, certain kind of kid who's willing to put the time in, willing to put the work in, and definitely sees the light at the end of the tunnel in terms of putting the hard work in on the field.
Having goals. That's
Absolutely.
Probably a big thing, and knowing where they want to go in life.
Exactly.
Well,
yes.
Coach, thank you so much. You're welcome back anytime. We're going to get back to the game here. We're ready for the kickoff. And, Coach, we wish you all the success next weekend with your home opener.
I appreciate it. Thank you very much for your time.
All right. Thank you. 3-0 with a kickoff. I'm going to tell you about a real estate agent that's pretty special in Eaton. That's Maureen Garrettson. Maureen has, I can tell her, I had a couple years ago, I had to sell a house. I don't know if people have ever been in a situation, you see another house you really like, but you have to sell your house. And in this climate, that's not easy. Maureen Garrettson has really come through for us. Here's the kickoff. The ball is going to go inside, and they're going to take it for another touchback by Sean Early. Back to Maureen Garrettson, though. And in my situation, I had another real estate agent for Pat maybe 6 months, and I had a couple of showings. Nothing was really interesting. Maureen came in. Boy, she's a hard-working lady. She knows the business. I know she was a mortgage banker first, though. Boy, when you just know the business in and out. When you have to have someone you can trust who knows what they're doing, Maureen Garrettson in Eaton, she knows what she's doing, and I highly, highly recommend Maureen Garrettson for your real estate needs in Eaton and in Greeley. Here's your quarterback up under center again. He gives it to his fullback, and a lot of the same as in the first half. He goes backwards, and it's going to, I think they'll lose a yard or maybe get back to the line of scrimmage. In the bottom of that pile, Wade Wilson and a young athlete who's really come, Ty Whittick, done a good job. Boy, Ty is, I know he was a big kid last year, and you always one of these big kids, well, is he a big kid, but can he play football? And Ty Whittick has really shown himself well tonight. Brings up a 2nd and 10 for the Academy Wildcats. The ball will sit in at the 19. They lost a half a yard. Come out with traditional set, 2 wide receivers, 2 tight ends, along with, they give it to the tail over left guard, and he slips through, and he keeps running hard.
Yeah, running real hard, but
Riley
he didn't go
Jones,
anywhere.
yeah, Riley Jones, at the difference between running hard east and west and running hard north and south, it usually runs you out of bounds, and that's exactly what happened in that scenario. So it is going to bring up a 3rd and 9. Well, hard run, though. I mean, there's going to a lot is going to be said about how this Academy team comes out and plays in this second half. Pat, when you're down 30-0 at halftime, it's easy to give up. And let's see what the Academy players do. I'm sure their coaches ask them to give everything they've got coming out in the second half. And I'd like to see the Eaton Reds not, come forward here at this point. Here comes Eaton out with their 53 defense. Back to pass. He throws over on his side. And a completed pass for the Academy. Actually, the ball was dropped. Their wide receivers wondering what happened. I think Chad Foose was the corner on this side. He got his hand in there and knocked the ball out. And the ball ended up hitting the ground. So it's going to bring up a 4th and 9 for Academy. Big play here for Academy. Traditionally, Pat, it's a punting situation. It looks like they are going to punt this time. I think the coaches realize that once in a while you get a first down, but boy, turn the ball over inside your. Heck with it.
Yeah, don't give us a short field.
They're going for it, Pat. They are going for it again. So they've got twins here on the right side. They have twins on the left. Single receiver. Back to throw. Here he comes. He's under a lot. No, he does punt it away. It's like a kind of a squib punt, and the ball will go over the. That was a very strange play, Pat. He was kind of we thought it was going to be a pass, and it was a punt. To be honest with you, I think they're trying to keep the ball out of Eckler's hands. Don't want him in an open field. And what he did was a squib kick, and boy, it was so close to being blocked. They were all over him, and he did get the point. Obviously, got it off, and it turned out being a very positive play for the Academy Wildcats. The ball will sit at the 44-yard line. Eaton's going to take over with their senior Britton Abbott at quarterback. Dalton Shoup has actually gone out, and he's out playing tackle on the left side. And Pat, can you catch the number, I think, of their right guard? I am not 100% sure who that I'm sorry, the left guard. Is that number 67? Adam Shout is the left guard. There's a timeout by Academy. Not sure what that's about. But, Pat, I'm going to go ahead and tell you real quick about Garrettson Sports Center. I'm not going to even read this thing. Todd Garrettson. What a good guy. He does so much for Eaton Athletics. I know his sons all went through the program. Tanner is going to go to CSU this year. Great kid. Not a good kid, a great kid. But, boy, if you need something specially done, go to, that's where I think Garrettson shines. If you need printing for your team shirts, specialty shoes ordered for your team. I know all the teams in northern Colorado go to Garrettson's if they want some printing specialty work done. Todd Garrettson, nice guy too. He plays a pretty good Stairway to Heaven too. I can. He's an old time guitar player a little bit. What a good guy though. He is. Todd will give you the time of day, and he'll work with you, and he'll make your program get you what you need and make it look good at the same time. So we take our hats off to Todd Garrettson. Here comes the Reds out. They go twins on the right, single receiver on the left. They give the ball to Eckler over the center and left guard. He's got some room. He's off to the races, and he may go, Pat, unless they could got the angle on him. They bring it back. Yep, Eckler's into the end zone. Touchdown, Austin Eckler. First play from scrimmage, he goes to the left guard. He takes off. He breaks a tackle. Austin Eckler scores a touchdown. It is now 36-0. Pat, that was a pretty quick touchdown score. One play, 46 yards. Austin Eckler over left guard, breaks 2 tackles, and he's got speed. Even though the safety, I thought, had an angle on him, but you and I both know that Austin turned the Jets on, and that was the end of that.
Austin saw daylight and was not going to be denied.
No, and he's off to Sean Early, and his shoes are on for the extra point. Sig for the snap. Eaton's for the hold. Good snap, hold down, kick is up, kick is through. Kind of one of those line drives again that coaches aren't real wild about. But it does go through. It does do the job. The score is 37-0. Eaton holds on 4 downs. They're out. Eaton gets, Wildcats are out, and here come the Reds. So going on, I'm going to talk real quick about New West Bank is locally owned. You'll find New West Bank both in Eaton and in Greeley. Again, this is a locally owned bank. This isn't a corporation making decisions in New York City about what's going to happen with your loan or your money. These people, the decisions are made in Eaton and in Greeley. And that's a good place to do business. They can be found at www.newwestbank.biz. They're located in the New West Bank building in Eaton. Also, their New West Bank building is that there's a New West Bank by the King Super Shopping Center in Greeley. Good guys, though. Go over and talk to Tim if you want something done, because it's locally done, and he'll help you out on it. High kick, a little bit shorter this time. It's coming down the 5-yard line. He's going to come up to the 10. He's in trouble. He split something, though. Good running. And he goes up to the 20-yard line. He's going to be taken down at that point. So they're going to take it, actually, they're going to be on about the 16-yard line, Pat. So, Pat, what's your thoughts about the second half here?
Well, it's kind of hard to have any thoughts. I mean, it's great that Austin broke it one play, and to drive it down and get the touchdown. It had to be a little bit demoralizing, I would think, for Academy to come out and
they
just
come
go
out,
right on down.
And they did, and so, but anyway, here they go. Eaton comes out in their standard 53. They're sweating a lot when their pants are no longer red. They turn crimson. That means the sweats come through. Here they go in their standard formation for the Wildcats, and they give it to the tail, and he is going to get. He's got some running room. He broke out of there, and he got about 3 yards positive. The thing that didn't happen there, Pat, though, kind of an upright runner, he didn't fall forward. And that gives you that extra 2 or 3 yards. He was driven backwards. So instead of, falling forward, that's a huge plus. I don't know if there was a jump on Eaton. Nope, it makes second down. I know some people had moved, but they did not go across the line of scrimmage.
And that's something Austin Eckler has perfected, is when he gets hit and he realizes that he might not, he keeps moving, but if nothing else, he always falls forward.
Yep.
Unless, of course, there's like 8 people on him pushing him back.
Well, and that's that a lot of that running is with having your balance forward. They come this side, they get stacked up. Trent Sig and company drop him for about a 2-yard loss. They tried to run over off tackle on the right side, and there was nothing going on there. So their back is still down.
That's not good.
No, we hate to see that. Obviously you want kids to play hard, but and Pat, I'm going to go ahead and tell you real quick why we got a few minutes here. We've got a timeout on the field. Jared McGraw and the employees at Semi-Service wish the best for all of Eaton student athletes in the upcoming year in the fields and in the classroom. Remember, Semi-Service for your tractor and trailer needs. And you'll find his that number 10 playing strong safety. Jared McGraw's son out there, Eston McGraw, he's a junior quarterback, and he's got the starting job at safety this year. He's a heady player, I can tell you that. But I knew they do a good job over there at Greeley Semi-Service, and we appreciate Jared McGraw and his family and the employees for supporting Eaton athletics. John Sutter is the farmer's insurance agent in Eaton, and John actually he's involved in so many things in this community. And a good guy. His sons actually came through the program here. John, a long time ago, Pat, when we first went on the air, John Sutter was a part of that. And, it's hard. Is a lot of times shopping for insurance online, you don't know who you're talking to. Do they have your best interests in mind? I'll just tell you, John Sutter, if you want something done and you want well taken care of, boy, go see John Sutter. He is located in the New West Bank building in Eaton. John's a good guy, and he'll sit down and talk to you, look at the eye, and try to make things right for you. And that's pretty hard to find in this day and age in the insurance world looking online.
Yeah, well, it looks like number 8, their running back came off. He's been a big chunk of the offense that they've had. It's sad to see him come off like that. You'd never want anybody getting hurt in a situation like this. Let's just hope the fact that he's fine, and this is just kind of like a small ding, and he's back up again.
So they're going to throw this time. He's under a lot of pressure, and down he goes. Their quarterback between Trent Sager and Riley Jones, they had a meeting at the quarterback, and it was not good for their sophomore quarterback. And again, he's kind of a small kid. I don't know, maybe small. I'll put him at about 5'10", Pat. 5'10", wouldn't you say?
Yeah, and probably all of about 150, a buck 50,
Yeah.
maybe a buck 60.
Yeah, and that's hard when you got a defensive end of 6'4", 6'5", 240 bearing down on you, and you're giving up 50 pounds, and he's got to run at you. It's a hard situation to be in. Here they go, passing situation again. They're going to go ahead and throw. Well, they're going to punt. Quick kick this time off the side of his foot again. And here's Eckler's got the ball, but he dropped it, and the ball is free on the ground, and Academy has the ball. Eaton's first mistake of the night. Austin Eckler, the ball bounced off of him and took off, and Austin, it's real slow getting up. He looks like he hurt it. I don't know if he's hurt. He's limp, kind of gimping off the field. And I know that's the one area that Austin has had to work on because he is, the ball is kind of a squib kick and bounce. And, the football's bouncing. Well, it hit Austin, and he went back, and they recovered. Biggest play of the night for Academy here, 37-0, 7 minutes, 24 seconds in the third quarter. Academy takes over on Eaton's 36-yard line. Eaton comes out in its 53 formation. Academy comes out, and they've got movement, or they've got an extra player on the field, and here comes a flag, and the coach has a few words for him. I'm assuming they're not nice words, Pat.
Probably not. The thing is, yes, it's 37-0, but you never want to give a team any kind of momentum in a situation like this.
Yeah.
That sort of thing. And Austin is usually, he's fairly good at this. He always, catches, but those squibbers always can catch anybody.
And he's got to work on that, and he acknowledges that. He's a great player, but he's got some chinks he's got to work on, and he's got to come up with that ball. So the ball again, they lose 5 yards on an offsides, and the quarterback's back to pass, and Trent Sager puts him down. He went around the offensive tackle that time and put him down.
And he knew he had no idea he was coming.
That's on the backside, and that offensive tackle couldn't hold him back. He went around the offensive tackle and put the quarterback in the dirt. Or in this case, the AstroTurf, the ground-up tires is what probably is more like it. Same type of field that we saw in the King Dome a few years ago, and with grinding up tires, it's a great way to recycle what is a good resource. And, you look at these fields not having to take water. This is a nice field, Pat.
It's a beautiful stadium.
Yeah. So here we go up again. Off the right tackle was offsides. Right guard was actually offsides, and that's going to knock them back another 5.
Yep, they're not going the right way.
Yeah, we said it was second and forever, and now it's a second forever and another 5. And they have what would turned out to be the biggest play of the night for Academy has now turned into about a 25-yard loss.
Yep. So it looks like it's about 3rd and 26. But
at least. And back, they give it to the tail over left guard, and he is put down at that point. We see some numbers. Ethan Ullman help was in the bottom of that. And again, Michael Cordova. Well, I have so much respect for that kid. He is 5'10", at best 185.
Yep.
And he's in the bottom of those piles, Pat.
And he stops up that middle like nobody's business.
Well, he's quick, and that's the big advantage. And, he's not one of these slow movers. He picks a gap and goes, and that's very hard for an offensive center. Those are the guys that give a lot of problems. Quarterback up under center. He's back to pass. Sig's on it. He had him again, and he let him go. Thank goodness he pulled off of him, and that quarterback got rid of it. And it was a nice pass on the quarterback's part. The receiver is very catchable ball.
Yes, it was.
He catch that ball, but it did not go through. So it's going to bring up a 4th and
25, 26.
On the 49-yard line. I'm assuming they're going to go for it, Pat, unless they do another one of those squib kicks. So,
I can't imagine with being down 37-0, you've got at least at half field, midfield. I bet you they go for this one, Tim.
Well, of course. Yeah, I agree there with you, Pat.
I don't think they're going to squib kick.
Yeah, they're at this point, Academy's trying to put points on the board, and they don't want to be shut out here tonight. And Eaton, I can tell you that. They're looking for a shutout.
You betcha.
So it's going to be let's see what happens here. There they go. And they're back. He's going to try to squib kick, and he got it off, and it's going to go out of bounds. He is basically, it's like a rugby kick, Pat. He grabs it. Let's take a few seconds here and talk about air repair and a good friend of mine, Jeff Ryer. Jeff, I'm not going to read this. I'll just talk about a good friend of mine. Jeff does a good job. He is all I can say is if I have to ask one person, Jeff, come in and give me what you think is fair, give me something that's going to fit my house from an air conditioning or heating standpoint, Jeff's going to recommend a product. He's not going to overprice something that I don't know anything about. If someone says you need this or this, I'm not going to trust most people. I'm going to trust Jeff.
He does nice work.
You'll find Jeff in the Eaton phone book and the Greeley phone book. Jeff Ryer is a fair guy. His kids have been through these athletic programs here. Good guy. Again, Jeff Ryer at Air Repair, good guy. I recommend that you use him, or at least give him a call. Here comes Eaton out. Sig in motion to the right. They pitch the ball. This is Chad Foose this time. Eaton Eckler is out of the game. He picks up about 3. I hope they just took Austin out for a rest. I know he was a little gimpy coming off the field. Now, Austin's a tough kid, but at the same time, he's had a lot of pounding. I should say pounding tonight, but he's taken a lot of hits. That last one, though, he probably got hit a little bit strange, though, in that situation. He's over there getting a drink of water right now. I think he's fine, but,
let's hope he's fine.
Yeah, when you're up 37-0, it's good to give some other people some time, too.
And it looks like Mont's starting to substitute.
Yeah, as well he should. And, the ball's on the ground. I don't know who's that. Is that Abbott at quarterback? I think so.
Yep.
And I've been watching a lot of practice. They have, some of those snaps. And you've got a new quarterback he played receiver and defensive back last year. So, getting that exchange down, it's a learning process for Britton Abbott. But it's going to bring up a 3rd and 6. The ball sits at the 40-yard line.
It looks like we've got a new left tackle. It looks like we've got maybe a new left guard as well.
Well, Shoup is actually the left tackle. It's
our left guard. We have a new left guard.
And they give the ball to the up back this time, which is Wade Wilson. He gets about 2. It's going to bring up a 4th, and it's a first. Well, it's a second punting situation of the night for Eaton. And let's see if Eckler comes out as the punter. That'll be a
yes, he is.
He is coming out as the punter. And
that's a good sign.
Yeah, he's running normal. I think it's running normal anyway. So it's going to bring up a 4th and 4. The ball will sit at the 43-yard line with Eckler on. Sig will snap to him. 3 minutes, 56 seconds in the third quarter. Let's give it a shot and see if Eaton can hold them here to a shutout. There's a low snap. Eckler picks it up, drives it down the field. The ball will hit. Are they going to be able to stop it before he goes in the end zone? Yes.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if he rolled in the end zone, though. They did stop it. Oh. They did stop it at number 27, Pat. That would be Brady Tedesco. He is a young player, a sophomore. He's got some speed. I know he's a big-time baseball player, too. Coach Mott likes him on that baseball, or Coach Danny likes him on that baseball field. But, boy, he came out and showed some real good speed there on the punt team. And Eaton is starting to bring in some other players,
which is nice to see. We've got to get these younger players in when we can to give them the basis for the
Jacob Clear is now the new left defensive tackle at 6'5", 6'6", about 235 pounds. His brother had played in this program for many years, and it looks like he may have jumped off sides there a little bit. And a running play, good positive yards for the academy team coming out of their 1-yard line. Brings the ball up. They gain about 3 yards on first down. It's going to bring up a 2nd and 7 for the Wildcats. The ball will sit at just on the other side of the 5-yard line.
Looks like we got Cole Edens in as well at left cornerback.
Yep.
He's a sophomore, quick kid as well. So, it's nice to see Mont putting in some other people.
And we've got a new safety in there. That would be Trevor Foose playing safety. They give it to on this side over here.
There's
and
nothing
they
there.
Misdirection. They tried to give it to fool the defense and go left, and they came back to the right side. And Riley Jones is in the bottom of that pile getting up. a nice play by Riley. Eaton is pretty disciplined. They're not taking those fakes and staying home, and and their academy's not overpowering them, so they're trying to run some misdirection on them, and it's not working.
Yeah, and Mont teaches well, and Mont coaches well, and coaches the players to stay at home.
And Kevin Ross, not only that, but the Kevin Ross is the defensive coordinator, and their coaches teaching those players to stay at home, and that's what's going on. Bringing up a third, they lose a yard there, 3rd and 8. I'm assuming they would pass here. They're back to throw. They toss it, the quick pitch on the left side, positive yardage, but they do not get a first down. The ball is run out of, I think they're about 2 yards short, Pat.
I think you're right, Tim. It looks like they ran out about just past the 10-yard line. And I think they had to go to the 12.5 or so around there.
And again, it's one of those situations that I think, what they've started to do, I think the quarterback has the option, Pat, when he comes out here, he can either pass it or squib kick. I think that's his choice because they're not picking up the first downs, and so. But I'm assuming it's going to be a squib kick. They're coming out in a traditional formation, traditional offensive formation. The quarterback up under center, though. They may not squib kick this time. There's 1 minute. Academy calls a timeout. Their coach, Pat, it's one of those situations. Coach is on the bad side of this thing, and boy, it makes a long, long night. I'm going to go ahead and tell you about Mosier Funeral Service, which is owned and operated by residents Scott and Robin Mosier, proud sponsors of Eaton football. Mosier Funeral Services provides funeral and cremation services for North Weld County. Mosier Funeral Services, where you'll find compassion, honesty, integrity in all we do. And as most of you guys know, Scott Mosier has run for consecutive terms for the mayor of Eaton, and that tells me that's a guy people trust. And Scott's in the business. It is a business, but at the same time, you want someone that's going to show some compassion when and probably the most traumatic time of your life, and you can depend on Scott and his staff to come through for you to really, show some compassion. I'm using the word compassion again.
Especially I don't know in a bad time.
Yeah, but I use the word compassion. I don't know what word to use. But, Scott does a good job with it, and he's a guy that, boy, if you in that time in your life, and unfortunately it comes to all of us, when you need someone you can depend on, I take my hat off to Scott and Robin Mosier. Here comes Academy. I don't know what their coach is calling, to be honest with you. He called a timeout here, and there's 1 minute and 21 seconds in the third quarter. Eaton leads this game. Did they call another timeout?
Looks like it.
Back-to-back timeouts. I think that's got to be their last one, Pat. If they're going to be in a situation where they're going to try to stop the clock, I don't think it's going to happen. I'm going to go ahead and tell you about Heritage Market real quick. We haven't talked about those people enough. Again, Pat, they have come into Eaton a couple years ago. Everyone was driving to not only just the people in Eaton, but in Alt, in Northern, in Nunn, and all the people out in the Gaelton and Northern Plains. That's a huge area all the way to the Wyoming border. And Heritage Market has served those people well. They've got, I shop there almost every day. I shouldn't say but they've got really good products. It's a good place. Here comes their squib kick. They're trying to run for a first down, and maybe they might have.
It's going to be close.
I don't think so.
I don't think they've got it. I don't think they did.
Yeah, it's they're going to come up short. Eaton's coming back on the field here.
Yep.
Here comes the second team for Eaton.
Good.
Yeah, it is good. I know a couple players are having to stay on that are first-team players just because the lack of depth, unfortunately, is so early in the year. I see Dalton Shoup and I see Sieg still out there. Riley Jones is out there, and you've got Mac Burkhart coming out as the starting quarterback.
It's nice to get Matt some playing time.
Yep, and we've got a new receiver. Casey Edens is the flanker on the right side, and you've got Bryce Wingle is on this side. He's played a lot of football today too. Chad Foose goes down that time. He took it, boy, that whoever came over that left guard, I'm not sure who was playing there, but, boy, he was in there pretty quick. And as soon as Chad got the ball, that person had him wrapped up and took him down pretty hard. That's too bad. So it's going to bring up a second and about
14
for the Reds. Here comes Matt Burkhart back out to play quarterback. Riley Jones is the fullback. Foose is the tail. Back to pass. He throws it high over Sig's head. He threw it pretty high. It was pretty much an uncatchable. There's 32 seconds left in the third quarter. This field, Pat, nice place. They a lot of the teams here in the northern metro area play here. We sit right next to Mountain Range High School, and you can see this field also is used for a soccer field. Mm-hmm. But boy, what a nice track around it. Nice facility, nice complex.
I've driven by it a lot and never knew what schools went here.
Yeah,
and it's nice to be here.
So they're going to go off. They were started out Twins left, and now they're going. Actually, it's Twins right. Now they're moving to Twins left. The tight end on the right side in I formation. They give the ball to Foose over left guard. He's got some running room. He falls forward, brings up about a fourth and 9. Well, I shouldn't say 4th and 9. The ball's on the 9-yard line, about a 4th and 7. And I'm assuming...
And that's probably going to be the last play of the third quarter.
You're right. Last play of the third quarter. I'm going to go ahead and tell you about Richter Orthodontics. They are located in West Greeley by the Farr Library, between there and the baseball fields. You know what? I know they work with all ages in there. And after talking to Dr. Ricker, they work about 30% of their patients are adults. I don't think a lot of people realize it, but there's a lot of adults that they want to have perfect teeth. And boy, this is the guy to go see. I can't say anything negative. I've never heard anyone say anything negative about him. Good guy. He's got state-of-the-art equipment. I would tell you about some of the stuff on this page that he's told me to talk about, but I don't even know what it is. I mean, I'm not a doctor.
well, he does Invisalign. And what's really nice about Invisalign, it's sort of like this clear mouth guard that kind of goes in, and your teeth, it forces your teeth to, just like regular braces do. But you don't have the metal in it. You don't have, the glue part. You just slip in this tray. You take it out when you want to eat. You clean your teeth. You pop it back on. And it's slowly but surely, and you go through a series of these Invisalign trays, and it's real slick. It's state-of-the-art.
Pat, I'm glad you're here with me tonight because I wouldn't have known that. That's why Pat makes the big money. I like it.
Anyway. Tim's got the looks. I just know the stuff behind it.
I don't know if that's true either, but I do thank Pat for being here and telling me what's going on in life. And now Dr. Ricker can have a little bit of pride in us. But that sounds like a pretty nice situation, though, for your teeth. I don't know what else to say. Anyway, here comes Eaton out. They're going to not kick a field goal. They've got the I formation tight end here on the right side. Flanker and receiver on opposite sides.
Well, they can get a first down without a touchdown.
Here they come back, and the ball is thrown short. And that was Matt Burkhart, and he got hit just as he got rid of the ball, and obviously he took something off the ball. The ball hit the ground. So Academy does hold Eaton there. And a lot of second-team players out there, it's hard because on first down, someone came over left guard, and not Chad Foose's fault. Someone just in on him, and thank goodness he didn't give the ball up. It looks like Academy's got someone else warming up at quarterback number 9, and he's got a lot bigger kid. Let's see what he's got going here for Alex Stone. He's a senior. He's been playing wide receiver too, and I think the other kid had enough for the night, and let's see what this senior can come in. And he's kind of a bigger kid. Maybe he will fare well, or fare better at least. Let's say against the Eaton defense,
or it gives Trent a bigger target.
Yeah. The number 74 in for Eaton is Ryan Lawhead. He is the right defensive tackle. And let's see what Academy does.
He's a big kid too.
It looks like an offsides left tackle for Academy. The rest of the team thought it was on 2. He thought it was on 1. And that usually leads to a yellow flag. So it's a 5-yard penalty for Academy. They're not going to give him 5 yards, though, because they're inside their
the 10-yard line.
Yeah, they're going to give him 4 yards. Yeah. It's going to bring 2nd and 14 roughly. They got to come to the 19-yard line roughly.
The program says that Ryan's he's a sophomore, and he says he's 6 foot 218. He looks a lot closer to 6'2", 6'3", and probably 230.
Yeah,
he's a big boy.
He is. He's a growing young man, and he's going to play a lot of football for Eaton over the next few years. Academy up under center. They give it to their up back, who's their no. They throw the ball, and he comes away, and he get a first. I don't know if it's a first down or not. The quarterback was taken. Nice throw by the quarterback. Trent Sieg threw him into the end zone. He got the ball off, and they got positive yards, Pat. The ball's going to come out to the 14, or I take it back, 16-yard line.
Looks like they gained about 12, and they're
It's
still going to be short about 3 or 4.
Second and about 3.5 for the Academy Wildcats. There are 11 minutes, 46 seconds left in the fourth period. Eaton leads this game 37-0. Academy is trying to break the score, and Eaton obviously would like to keep it as a shutout. They come up this side, and that time
Nothing.
Dalton Shoup decided that he wasn't going any further. They were looking for a first down. Dalton said no, and it's going to bring up a third, and they lose 2 yards or 1 yard. It's bringing up about a third and 5, we'll call it. Dalton Shoup made a nice play that
did.
play. He came into him, and Dalton, he just took him down. That was that wrestling, to be honest with you. But he has good leverage, and that's what a wrestler has. He puts his butt down, and he doesn't try to tackle him high. He's got good leverage. He stands him up and drives him backwards, like exactly what Dalton did on that play. Here they go. They give the ball to the tailback over right guard, and he's got a scrum going forward, but that scrum doesn't go far enough.
Nah, but he's good. He's going to be close. It might be
Yeah.
4th and 2, 4th and 1.5.
Yep, they had a scrum going forward. It's going to bring up, Pat, you're right, it's going to bring up a 4th and 1 and a 4th and about 1.5 feet, a yard and a half, I should say. I'm assuming Academy's going to go for it. They're going to try. No team wants to be shut out in their home opener. And,
on their home field,
a coach, if you give up another touchdown, that's a touchdown. But, boy, getting that 6 points on the board means a lot to your team. So they come out, and they're going in a traditional I, 4th and a yard and a half. Let's see. Eaton linebackers crowd in. Quarterback keeps it this time, and I think he got it. I am not sure. It's going to be very close. They might end up bringing the chains in. Quarterback keeps it, went over his right. It's a first down for the Wildcats. And the clock, as soon as they set the ball, the clock will move. This stadium, Pat's an easy place for people to get to if you want to come to a game on the north side of Denver, located just off the freeway west on I-25.
Yeah, just north of 120th.
Yep. So here they spread the field out again. They got 2 receivers on the right side, a tight end on the left side, and an I formation. Quarterback rolls to his left. He's under pressure. He throws the ball up, and it hits the ground. I want to tell you real quick about Matt Carroll. I had a chance to meet with Matt, and, Pat, here's a guy who doesn't do any advertising at all. This is it. And Matt says, this isn't advertising. I'm supporting Eaton Athletics. But if a guy runs a business on word of mouth from other people, that tells me that guy does things right.
Yep, and he's grown that business, too.
Oh, yeah.
By word of mouth.
And if you are trying to save money on water and you need a good excavator to come in and do a good job, that very fair price and do a good job, talk to Matt Carroll. Good guy. Coming up here, a 2nd and 10 for the Wildcats. He pitches it to the left side, and he's got some room out there, but Eaton, he get what we say is some room, and all of a sudden there's 3 Eaton players. They stay home. They come up. If the defensive end doesn't get them, you've got a corner, a safety, and a linebacker there. And with one, there's not a lot of room. If they get 3 yards, certainly a positive play.
Yep. But again, it goes back to the coaching that the Eaton, the coaches do on the students. They stay at home. You don't see them make too many mistakes.
So it's a 3rd and 7. Back to pass. He throws, and
that was a nice pass.
Yeah, Pat, I don't know where this guy's been all game. Personally, I again, I'm not their coach certainly, but this kid looks pretty good.
Yeah, he looked like he had a really nice strong arm.
Yeah,
had nice delivery.
Tall. Look, he's tall. He's like 6'1", 6'2". He put the ball right on the money and a nice strong throw. Unless they really like him at wide receiver, I like him at quarterback too. You've got Eaton comes out here. and they are running for another first down. I think they got it.
Yeah, they
Another
did.
first down for the Wildcats.
But it's that quarterback, and he's just running through, and then he just kind of falls forward. And he's 6 foot, so he's automatically going to get 2 yards just by falling forward.
I want to tell you real quick about the CrossFit people in Eaton. You know, for a small town, this CrossFit stuff is taking the nation.
Off.
Yeah, it's, you know, the thing is, because it's not just repetition of throwing weights around, that kind of thing. It's the full body core workout. I'll tell you some more about it just in a second here. Here comes Wildcats. They give it and they pitch it and they try to come this way.
Nothing.
And I'm not sure, but I think it's Wade Wilson.
You're right, it is.
Wade Wilson puts him down there. Good play by Wade Wilson. But going back to the CrossFit thing, and you know, there's the CrossFit Olympics. Some of these people are 50 years old, Pat.
They're
but
nuts.
it's a lifestyle of fitness is what CrossFit is about, and they, you know, a lot of people, I don't know if I want to go in there and do it. They'll do a free workout with you. Go try it and see if you like it. I've had 2 of my kids go through the program. I guarantee you they'll be there again next year. You want to see results, go see CrossFit. These people,
I think I need to go to CrossFit.
Well,
don't say anything, Tim.
no, it might do you some good, Pat. Anyway, they're going on. They're rolling right. Trent
nothing.
Sieg's got him and puts him
Holy
down
cow.
right there. The quarterback tried to roll right, and Trent went around the offensive tackle and put him down for a second sack of the night. He's had his hands a couple other times, but Trent's had some work on his defensive end pass rush, and that bull rush around that offensive tackle. He's pretty quick for a big guy, and he puts him down. So that's going to bring up a 3rd and about 15. The owner actually is he works as a firefighter over in Fort Collins. I know a lot of the firefighters and policemen are in there. It's a core workout. I mean, I can't say enough positive things about CrossFit. It's a great program.
Okay, I'll go, Tim.
Academy is a.
You said enough. Okay, I'll go.
Pat, you could be our spokesman for it. You go. We'll use the test dummy. You see how if it truly does work. That quarterback goes around left side. I take that back, right side, and he picks up about 6 yards, which takes him back to the original line of scrimmage, which is going to bring up a 4th and 10, a position that the Wildcats have been in many times tonight.
You know, we need to kind of shut him down. This guy's come in. He's brought some life to their offense, but we need to stop him here.
He's got 6 good mobility too. Big kid, throws the ball well, and he's got mobility. I don't know if it's a secret weapon and they're saving him, but boy, this kid looks pretty good.
I don't know. Secret weapon. They should have brought him out a little earlier.
4th and 9 for the Wildcats.
Yes.
And they've got twins here on the left side. They've got twins on the right side, a single back, no tight ends in the game. And Eaton has got 5 people up front. Eaton will come after him, so it's going to be a 5-on-5 literally, unless their back in the backfield helps out blocking. Here it comes. He's going. He squib kick, and actually it's a positive play. They kick it so there's no one back. The ball's going to have some room to move. You know, I don't know what Eaton's thinking about, even close that gate. There's nothing to gain by being close to the ball. If the ball bounces off you, they get it. The best thing you could do is run up in the stands and get away from the stupid ball. Why are they close to it? I mean, I know these are young kids a lot of times, and I'm sure Coach Mott and his staff are going to talk to these kids. But when there's a punt, it's time to run away. I want to tell you about Maureen Garrettson. Maureen, boy, talk about an experienced real estate agent, and you know, selling a house is probably the biggest thing that you do in your life. And you want someone experienced, you know it's going to make it happen. That is Maureen Garrettson in the real estate market in Eaton.
She's amazing.
Oh, she's a past mortgage broker. She knows everyone in town, how to get things done, how to get things moving for you. What a real estate agent Maureen Garrettson is. And again, the Garrettson name in northern Colorado, a synopsis with working with schools. But I can only give you a personal testimonial. I had to sell a house. I had tried a different real estate agent. They didn't make things happen. Maureen came in. She makes things happen. She knows a lot of people, and she's, you know, one thing that she does, she's not afraid to spend money to make your house move. A lot of real estate agents, they come in, they try to nickel and dime and save a few pennies here.
No, Maureen will put it out there.
Yeah, Maureen puts the, I mean, you know her. We see her all the time. I knew a house she put on the market. First day, they had 3 contract offers in Hawkstone, in Greeley. Hawkstone and Eaton. What a phenomenal thing. To have 3 contract offers on the first day, that's Maureen Garrettson.
Wow.
Back to pass, Matt Burkhart. He throws, Trent Sieg catches it, and he goes, he's going to go down for close about a 9-yard gain. It's going to bring up a 3rd and 1.
Yep. You know, Dad into Maureen Garrison, she knows really well how to stage a house.
Yeah.
To make it look its best. And she promotes the best qualities about a house like nobody I've seen. She's really good at it.
She does, and boy, she works too. She, a lady who knows what she's doing. She works hard. How can you say anything negative? You can't. I mean, she knows what she's doing, and that's such an important time in a person's life, selling their house. So Eaton comes out again. They've got 3 receivers on the right side. You know what they're doing here? Matt Burkhardt is basically playing experience. Even though Eaton's ahead, they're letting Matt run option, but there's an offsides, but Matt's going to get positive yards.
Yep.
Matt Burkhardt's a pretty big kid, 6'1", about 180.
And he's quick.
Oh, he is. He's not, and that's exactly what I was going to say, Pat. He throws the ball well. It's hard to keep a kid like that off the field. I mean, you look at the Seattle Seahawks right now, this Wilson kid, he's probably going to win the starting job. He's too short for the job. What does he do, though? The kid wins. I mean, Matt Burkhardt is a winner. He does a lot of things well.
I drafted him, by the way, today.
Who, Matt Burkhardt?
No. Wilson. Wilson.
Oh,
Hey,
I see.
I drafted him.
I see. Boy, you've got a lot of faith in Burkhardt. All right.
He's going to be in my keeper league.
I see. Keeper league.
I'll get him now, and he's in my keeper league for 8 years from now.
Okay. I understand. All right. Going to 3 minutes and 47 seconds in the fourth quarter. Eaton continues to lead this game 37-0. It is a 3rd and 6 for the Reds. Again, you've got Reese Wiggle out as the wide receiver on the left side. Matt Burkhardt back to pass. He throws a nice tight
nice ball.
Boy, nice ball. And a nice catch. Nice falling catch for Reese Wiggle. He went out there. He had one man-to-man coverage. Went down, did a turn in at about 10 yards. He caught the ball. Nice throw, nice catch. Eaton moves the chains. Matt Burkhardt right now throws the ball. He's a true freshman. And, boy, getting a true freshman out in the field doesn't happen often in the Eaton program. Last one I remember was Seth Lobato. Only thing Matt doesn't have is about 5 inches.
Yeah, well, he's only a freshman.
I know,
he's still got time.
I know, but Seth Lobato was a freshman, was a big, tall kid. He was. They come out. They got twins on this side, and you've got a single receiver on the far side with backs behind him. And Matt Burkhardt tries to run the option on the left side. Nothing doing there.
And he had
Eaton
nowhere to go.
lose 2 yards. 2 minutes, 45 seconds left in the game. Eaton continues to lead this game 37-0. Pat, if you had to say Eaton's going to come out and this is what's going to happen in their first game, they're going to come out and stick 30 points on the board at half, and in their first play in the second half, take it for a touchdown. You couldn't ask for anything better.
You couldn't. And, and Tim, you were telling me that this team, and you don't know, they might have lost a lot of seniors or whatever, but last year went to the state playoffs.
Yeah, they were a playoff team last year. So this isn't it's one of those little sisters of the poor. This is a pretty good football team. So Eaton's got their hands full. I can tell you, next they take on a big rival team next week, the 3A team that went to the playoffs. And the 3A last year was Roosevelt, which is located, in the Johnston Milliken School District. They play them in Eaton next Friday night at 7 o'clock. Here comes Matt Burkhardt running the option. He's got some room.
Wow.
He's on the 30-yard line, and he is going to go. Oh, he gets tripped up on the 8-yard line. Matt Burkhardt was looking for his first varsity touchdown, and he got tripped up. Matt's got some pretty good wheels.
Yes, he does.
He doesn't take a lot of time.
Yeah, now you make fun of my pick when I put him in my pick keeper league.
I can just say Britton Abbott, if he had increased, Britton would have been gone. But Matt Burkhardt runs well too, and he is throwing the ball. He's showing himself very well for a young freshman coming into the program.
Yeah, but Matt's an all-around athlete.
Oh,
he really
is.
is. He is. You put him in any sport, and he can play it.
He's a basketball player. He's a very good baseball player. Boy, that kid's a good baseball player. And they're coming out again. Burkhardt up under center. He's got 2 tight ends in with a single wide receiver on the right side. They give it to Foose over left side. Foose will go down on about the 1-yard line. I hate to say it, Pat. I kind of hope Eaton takes a knee.
Yeah, so do I.
You hate to see him running the score up here in this situation. 1 minute and 30 seconds left in the game. Of course, a lot of young players, and I know Coach would like to give a lot of those young players their first taste of the end zone, makes them grow up pretty quick. So it's hard to say what's going to happen here. But you hate to add on to the scoreboard, though. You know.
Yeah, at this point of the game, it's locked in. Just take a knee and go.
Yeah, so here they go.
Also prevent injuries.
They've got two tight ends back in the game, a single receiver on this side, which is Dave Anders. And Burkhart hands it off to Wilson. And Wilson, the fullback, gets a touchdown. And that, Pat, will be the running clock rule in high school CHSAA rules. Once there's a 40-yard, 40-point lead, once the kickoff hits, the clock will run out. Unless they run it, the clock is going to go ahead and start running. I thought it was going to be after the kickoff, but it's right now. Eaton leads this game 43-0, and let's see what happens here. Heck, I'm not so sure Eaton just shouldn't take a knee here, but they're going to go ahead and kick the extra point. Sig snapped it. Eaton puts it down. The kick is up. The kick is good. Eaton will win this game 44-0. Pat and I would really like to thank everyone for joining us this week. And
this new setup.
Yeah. Pat and I are off doing something new this year. And, boy, I think it's for everybody out there to be able to watch the game and not have to listen to us try to tell you what's going on. And the neat thing, after tomorrow morning, everyone out there, after 10 o'clock tomorrow, this game will be on YouTube. Go into YouTube, put in Eaton Football, and you're going to be able to watch any part of this game that you want to tomorrow. Yep. So, again, new things, something new for Pat and I. This game is being brought through CHSAA and through Colorado Prep Sports, and you will find the game after tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock on YouTube. And what a neat thing how to start streaming the technology aspects and what's taking place. Eaton and their quarterback's got a little bit of a limp to him here, but Eaton's,
is that number 4 or is that number 9?
No, their original quarterback.
Okay, number 4. Yeah,
he's got a little bit. No, actually, it's their tailback. I take that back. Number 8, and here come the Eaton Reds. When you can see when their pants have turned from red to crimson, they've had a sweat out night. So Pat and I would like to thank all of our sponsors for helping us provide this game to you online. We'd like to, with the people at CHSAA and the people at Colorado Preps, again, doing something new for you this year. But I think everyone, I can't believe it's not a huge step up for everybody.
Yep, this is pretty cool. I like this.
So Pat and I, by the way, we'll see you next Friday night at Eaton. With the Roosevelt Rough Riders coming over in a huge rivalry game. They're not in our conference anymore, but there's one game that Eaton used to get up for it was Roosevelt. So
yep.
Roosevelt,
so we need all the support we can get in the stands.
We want you people to turn out for another good Eaton football program next week. If you can't be there, join Pat and I 7 o'clock in Eaton next Friday night. Again, you'll find us at the CHSAA or Colorado Preps. So, again, thank you again to everybody out there, and please join us next week. Pat, I'm gonna go ahead and sign off. Any final words from you?
It's a nice game. It was a good game. We played really well. Both offense and defense played well. And it's always nice to start off a season this way. And it just adds some momentum, and especially going into Roosevelt next week. Right. So we've got a big challenge ahead of us, but the team played really well, and they should be very proud of what they've done.
So Pat and I will sign off. Thank you very much for joining us, and we'll see you next Friday night, either in Eaton or join Pat and I online. Thank you.